Last Minute Man, here today with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And we are continuing our series on hard-hitting calibers for large game. And what do we have today, Mr. Obvious?
We have a Weatherby 7mm Magnum. Going to be another big game cartridge. A lot of people use this for long range.
In fact, I believe our mutual cousin of ours actually killed an elk at how far with his?
I think it was around 800 yards.
And he was the first person I ever saw kill an elk. We live here in Kentucky, so there aren't an abundance of them as of yet. But he was able to draw and went and killed one. He was the first one in the family to get one with a 7mm.
He actually went to Colorado.
Got it.
And got that one. So.
But yeah, that sucker was huge, man.
You know, it was a nice one.
And
6.6.
But yeah, this is a sweet shooting round. The rifle is great. But we're going to get in close here, give you guys a trigger pull look at this, and we'll be right back.
All righty, we have our little Wheeler trigger pull gauge again. We're going to see what this 7 mag has on trigger pull. We are empty, so we'll get something going here.
Ooh. What are we at here?
Well, it's about 4 1/4 pounds.
Okay, that's not horrible.
No, it's not horrible. We do best
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 or 2 out of 2 or however we do it. It's about the same.
Okay.
We'll do the last one. Pull it real gentle and easy. Yep. It's where she's running.
All right.
About
now, that's
4 1/4 pounds.
All right. Now, I'll tell you, for me, about 3.5 pounds is what I really like. But, yeah, 4 1/4, that's not going to throw you off much. But let's get to shooting here and see what we do to the chronograph.
All right. We're shooting a 140 grain ballistic tip. So we're going to see what kind of speeds we get out of this bullet for big game hunting. These are hand loads on this now.
Whoa, 31.35.
31.35.
Woo! And you can see we've removed the, I guess, the visors from the top. We got sick and tired of having to set those back up.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, that's boogieing.
That's boogieing.
That one was 3,096.
She slowed down a little bit. Don't know why, but it should be consistent loads. But what is?
See, you open the box and the air's getting to them. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
If you believe that.
Yeah. So we are shooting IMR 4831 powder. I may have to go to a Ogden 1000, which is a more stable powder in weather condition, cold weather, hot weather. So it's a real stable powder.
There's a lot of nuances when you get into the gunpowder and hand loading. There's a lot of interesting things guys like Mr. Obvious here can teach you.
Yeah. So we got a 170 grain bullet here that is a factory load. So we'll see what kind of speed a hit will produce on the factory load. See what happens here. It's not zeroed in for that, so we'll try to hit the target.
Whoa, yeah, 3,086. And again, any of these Magnum cartridges, I could just feel the pressure coming off of them from back here.
Yeah, so, you know, that's pretty good speed right there on that. So, you know, for the factory soft point, and it's grouping right about where the other one, I got a group like that down there on that plate. So.
Yep, it's shooting a little low, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you on these, what I think's really interesting is they kick to me about like a 308. They're not a significant recoil to them.
This is, no, it don't kick real hard, but it's Great gun. You want to give it a whirl?
I'll give her a whirl.
Yes, yes, you can do it.
All right, so here we are with a factory load out of the 7mm, and let's see how I do. Woo! Yep, and it's hitting right where you were hitting. Yeah, we don't really have the scope zeroed, so we're doing a lot of Kentucky windage here, and again, fittingly so, because we're in Kentucky. It's kind of what we do, you know. We're hillbillies.
We got a good group going on. I mean, every one of them's right there.
All right, now I'm going to try one of these ballistic tip and see how it's doing. That was 3,123 on that shot.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Yep.
Make sure the German Shepherd's out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. See if I can do that again. And that was 3,108. And again, I love these things. These 7mm, you know, you got a lot of power with something that, again, to me, kicks about like a 308. You know, it's nothing difficult at all. So even if you are a little bit recoil shy, these things aren't going to bother you a bit. Let's see if I do 3 out of 3 with this.
Yep.
All right. And this is funny because I'm aiming at a flower back there instead of aiming at the target. So let's see if I do it again. And 3 out of 3. And that thing is grouping real tight.
Oh, it shoots a tight group.
That's just amazing.
That gun shoots, I tell you.
It does.
I really like it.
I mean, I'll tell you, there's not many firearms I don't like, if I can even think of one off the top of my head, and I really can't. They're all just fun, people. So even if you got a little old 22, you know, it's fun to come out and shoot. And it's really fun when you're actually hitting the target, you know.
Yeah.
And we're back. And I got to tell you, Mr. Obvious, really like this. I really, really do. I really enjoy shooting this. It's, again, shooting a really tight pattern. You know, when did you get this rifle?
You know, I found this at a gun shop. Guy had, and they priced it to me. I'm like, man, that's cheap.
Was it used or?
It was a used gun, but it didn't look like it ever been fired. I couldn't see no brass imprints on the bolt. He said some older guy had it and just laid around, never used it, and he took it up there and traded it in, and I bought it. And
something you'll find out if you're new to the shooting game, you don't necessarily have to go out and spend a fortune. You can go out there and find good deals on firearms like this that are plenty powerful enough to do anything you want to do with it. I mean, home defense even. The only, now I'm going to get some comments on that, but the only thing negative would be over penetration, obviously. I mean, if you're living in a neighborhood and you got a baby or something like that, you obviously don't want to be going through walls. I would still say shotgun's my favorite home defense weapon. Yeah. But if you were only going to buy a single rifle, and you go into a gun shop and come across a good deal on something like this isn't a bad buy. No. You know, I mean, you can see how accurate. I mean, if you guys could see that group we're shooting down there, of course, we're shooting multiple videos today. So we've got groupings from another caliber out there as well. But man, it's shooting about like that.
Yeah, I mean, and we're just balancing it off the back. We don't have a rear sandbag for.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's what it's doing.
And we're shooting 100 yards, so it's not like we're out there breaking records or anything. Yeah. But man, this thing shoots great. I can't say enough good about it. And definitely don't pass up if you're looking for a good firearm or something. You'll see something like this. It's not the newest whiz bang thing that's out there. That doesn't mean it's not a good rifle.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good gun. This is the Vanguard, Weatherby Vanguard. It's one of the cheaper models, synthetic stock.
Yeah.
The only fault I got against a lot of your manufacturers right now is building these guns with a 24-inch barrel. Now, I do not like 24-inch barrels on a Magnum caliber. If you're shooting long range, you need that 26-inch barrel. You know, it'll shoot it, but you'll lose a little speed. But, you know, I don't know why they're doing that.
Well,
cheaper to build, I don't know, but
I think a lot of it is people like myself. I prefer a handier rifle. It gets to where you get a diminishing return for some folks. For Mr. Obvious, he does this long range shooting. This is what he does, and he's really, really into it. And yeah, absolutely. If you're shooting, you know, 800 yards or something, yeah, the longer the barrel, obviously the better. I mean, the longer the barrel, the better, regardless of range, really. But you've got to take a give and take, you know. So if I'm hiking up mountains out in Wyoming, where I like to go a lot, and I'm in the mountains out there and I'm carrying a rifle, you're at altitude, ounces equal pounds. Again, you never know. You might have a bear, God forbid, or something come up on you, and typically loud noises scare them off, but you may have to actually defend yourself. A shorter barrel is going to come up on target quicker. It's going to be easier for most people to use. So, I mean, there's give and takes with everything.
Yeah, I mean, well, an elk at 800 yards, he ain't going to know the difference between a 26-inch barrel and a 24-inch barrel. It is going to kill him, but you lose a little bit of speed. You know?
And it's how accurately you can shoot either one. You know,
bullet placement's the whole thing.
You're going to shoot. And I've seen this guy shoot for years and years. I mean, he's going to shoot equally well, honestly, with a 24-inch or a 26. You will. Yeah. And but yeah, I get what you're saying. And but yeah, I mean, this is an excellent rifle. I really like it. I really like this caliber. It's not a cheap caliber to reload, though.
No, that bullets, it takes a lot of powder. So
yeah, as far as economics are concerned, if you're wanting something with a lot of punch that's cheap, this wouldn't be what I'd go for.
No, I'm loading within specs. You know, the 4570, we have Varget 45 grains. So, you know, check this out. You're talking about powder difference. I'm shooting a 48-31 140 grain ballistic tip with 65 grains. Yeah. So that's about a grain underneath, you know, max load. So
yeah, and you're going by weight, obviously, there, people, not by volume. Yeah. You know, this isn't black powder.
But that's where this gun shoots accurate at. You know?
Right.
So that's where I leave it, and it's that's where I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sweet. I can't say enough good about it. And again, the caliber, I'll say it again. I love this caliber. It's just a sweet shooting piece. I mean, my 14-year-old nephew would not have a problem shooting this.
No,
you know,
it's got a little recoil to it, but it ain't punishing.
You just hang on to it. It's not so bad.
It kicks about like that 45-70.
I think it's even lighter. I do, lighter. But you know, it depends if I'm shooting those Hornadays out of it. Those Hornadays do kick. They kick about like a 12 gauge, double-aught buck high brass or something. But but again, folks, we enjoy doing this. We're having a great time today. We're doing a couple videos today, and we trickle them out to you. So that's why you always see us in the same uniform. But you know, folks, we're really having fun doing this, and keep the comments coming. And we enjoy hearing from y'all, and I can't say enough good about the experiences we're having.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, you folks at home have been great. I mean, we're getting quite a few subscribers now, and
some people like to bust our chops, but that's all right. You know, we can take it.
Yeah,
you know,
you get that.
But I'm learning. You know, I mean, even that, you can't be an expert on everything, and I'm certainly not. No. And it's good to hear from other people and get their perspective on things. But we're having a blast out here, guys, both literally and figuratively. So keep the comments coming. Like I said, we're just enjoying doing this, and it's good to hear from people from all over the country, all over the world even. We've had comments, and I really appreciate that. So remember, everybody, keep your knives sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe to Last Minute Man. Give us some thumbs up.